What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. Today we're gonna go ahead and go over this showdown. We got DraftKings Showdown for the Thursday night game tomorrow. We got the two young guns. We got Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Bengals. Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow. So we're gonna get into it, man. Should be a good game. How I see it, obviously, we got the two number one picks the last 2 years. So I think for the NFL, I think this is going to be a quarterback duel. It only makes sense from a business standpoint. They want to show their two youngest talents. We all know Trevor Lawrence has been struggling, but I believe he will have some success this game, just given the fact that the Bengals only allow 78 rushing yards per game so far. So James Robinson and that Jaguars running game should be pretty bottled up, which would lead for Trevor Lawrence to have to throw a lot. Now the line is 45.5. Last time I checked, it was 46. Cincinnati is a 7.5 point favorite. So there's many ways you can go about making this lineup. I would definitely, you always can do the 4-2 either way. I don't think this is a 5-1 lineup just because I can see Jaguars being more competitive. I believe it was a Packers game that was won with a 5-1 lineup, but you want to use them in rare cases where you feel like the team is going to be dominant. In this case, I definitely see a 3-3 even lineup, three players from each team, because I look at this game to be a little competitive, especially on the Jacksonville side. Now, when it comes to captain, I like any quarterback at captain. Like I said, I think this game is going to become a shootout. Jacksonville allowed 300 yards per game in the air, which is big. I don't know what I just clicked on. My bad. Jacksonville allowed 300 yards in the air per game, so you can definitely do you can put Joe Burrow in your captain spot. Now he haven't had a great game, but if you look, we know they got Joe Mixon, so that takes away from some of his usage. But when you look at these last two games, it's tough matchups. Against Chicago and Pittsburgh. See, he put up a decent 18 against. Now, for his salary, he is top salary, and for good measure. I think they made him top salary because he has a great matchup. So you can definitely go Joe Burrow. Joe Mixon, another option at captain. He did have a great game their last home game. It's just I'm not too big on him because I don't see this game being a game where they're gonna run the ball probably 20 times, but I see this game being closer than the spread. So I don't know if Joe Mixon will have that game to where he's just seeing, potentially 30 carries. Because Jackson's defense is only allowing 115 rushing yards per game. So they're not bad. They're not great. He still can have success. But when you're talking captain spot, of course, we got Trevor Lawrence here. He's just a good sheer volume play, man. Urban Meyer and them, they're behind most of their games. We see he already do it 50 times the last time he was on the road. So you can definitely, if you want to go value and still get a quarterback with a nice floor, you can definitely put Trevor Lawrence in your captain spot. The only thing I would say watch out for him is the turnovers. We see these last two games, man, we're looking at 2 NOs. The second game, 2 NOs and 2 fumbles. And you lose points these games, man, with him already struggling stats-wise. But I definitely like him in this game just from the simple fact that he's going up against a good rushing defense. So to me, most of the yardage and points and probably, their rhythm of the game would be through the passing game. And I know they're going to want to impress going against Joe Burrow. I definitely believe each quarterback would want to impress. So I would definitely try to get both quarterbacks in my lineup. And definitely for captains, another one, Chase. We know the Higgins injury right now. Higgins is probably going to be out. So if Higgins going to be out, I like Chase, especially in that captain spot. Yeah, Higgins was a non-participant at practice, so with Higgins probably being out again, man. You basically got Chase as our number one, Tyler Boyd as our number two. Now, Tyler Boyd does lead the team in targets, but when it comes to big plays and who's the ball going to, is his teammate. We see he got 4 touchdowns. He's second in targets, so I definitely like Chase. I like Boyd also. Now, value. Um, T. Higgins is out, and put it like this: Tate, Auden Tate, he played. I got it wrote down right here. He played 57% of the snaps for T. Higgins. You can go on Twitter, just type his name in on Twitter and scroll down, and you'll see the tweet where the beat writer said that Auden Tate played most of Higgins' snaps. Like I said, he played 57% snaps for Higgins. So I like this value a lot. We already said Jacksonville's giving up 300 yards in the passing game. He got a target last week, but looking at game flow, that was a game where they kind of dominated most of the game, so they probably really didn't even need to pass the ball a lot. So this game, I just see it being a little more pass happy. So I definitely like Tate. Mike Thomas behind him played 21% of the snaps. So, I'm really not a fan of Mike Thomas just because snap count. I'll take Tate. They both cheap, but you definitely just want to get snap count. So, yeah, like I said, Tate, 57% of the snaps for Higgins. He's basically taking over that role. So that's the value I'm looking for over here with Cincy. And that's about it for the Bengals, man. That's how I'm looking at them. I will play the defense because we know that Trevor Lawrence turns the ball over, but I just feel like with this game, they might not be as dominant. I just feel like the Jaguars are going to be competitive. We see their last home game, they gave up 300 yards to Kirk Cousins. So we obviously see they got a good rushing defense. The passing game is where we want to attack. But, yeah, you can play the defense if you want. I'm not a big fan of them just because I feel like Jacksonville can put up some points this game, especially with it being a short week, too. And when it comes to Jacksonville, all their wide receivers are in play for me. The biggest play I like is Marvin Jones Jr. right now. He's leading the team in targets, yards, and touchdowns right now. But he's the number 2 receiver, so you're getting a good value. Chark is the number 1 still, and Chark is a good option when it comes to touchdowns. Him and Lawrence have not had the best, target to reception ratio, but last game he found him again for a touchdown. So we see he using Chark as like a red zone target, and then for short yardage, he's using the slot receiver Chanel. He also has a high target, but he's just hasn't been able to give you the yards and touchdowns to translate to that. But he does get the looks. So, like I said, all their receivers are in play for me. But if I had to choose one, I definitely want Marvin Jones Jr. And this is my last point that I'm going to get out of here. But this is a key move with some more value. Their starting tight end is out. I don't even know how to pronounce that. We ain't going to try, but he's out. Long story short, the Jaguars starting tight end is injured. He was injured last game. I didn't always check your beat writers. I started the wrong dude in place last game. Who did I start? Yeah. This is what happens when you make your lineup ahead of time. I started for real because he had the most reps that first game that the tight end missed. But I guess around game time, Hollister ended up starting, and Hollister got 6 targets. So that shows you that, Lawrence do pass to the tight end, as we can see from we look at the original starter stats. He was averaging 7 points a game. Look, his first game, he got 8 targets. So Jaguars made a key move, and they acquired Dan Arnold. Now, if you don't know Dan Arnold, he's a serviceable tight end. He's not the best, but to me, he can fill the role, and he has potential. He's like a contender for, if he get in the right situation, he get a nice volume. We seen him perform. So long story short, look, good numbers. He was on the Panthers. Probably just couldn't get the target share he needed on the Panthers, but good trade to me. Jaguars gave the Panthers C.J. Henderson in the fifth round, and Panthers gave up Arnold in the third round. So this is the starting tight end now. Like I said, I would lock him in. To me, the Jaguars in a pass situation. And it's just, to me, it's ironic that they got a tight end right before the big game versus the two rookies. But neither here nor there. Dan Arnold is my value that I like a lot for the Jaguars. I just see them having to pass a lot in this game, going up against a tough run defense. And I feel like a lot of people might not be up on the play, given that the trade just happened. I want to say, look like on the 27th it's announced. So, yeah, man, that's about it. Like I said, with lineup build, you can go either way. My best bet would be I would do three members from each team, and definitely try to get both quarterbacks in there. We can do a little pre-build real quick. Let's say you can go Chase. You gotta get that correlation of Burrow. You want Lawrence in there. Jones. You got your big four right there. Remember I said we got Tate's value. You got Tate's value. So, or you can go, you got so many options. You can put Lawrence in that captain spot. Just flip it. Still grab Burrow. Still can grab Chase. Go get Tate. I like value in the captain spot though. So my captain is I like Jones Jr. I think I hit his price and the value you could get for him. He got 20-point game potential. So to me that opens up a lot where I can still get, and it's gonna come down to whether or not you're gonna play. You can play all three. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can play. You can stack Joe Burrow. You can definitely do a stack like that. I was looking at that. This way you got all parts of that Cincinnati offense. So yeah, man, there's a lot of ways you can go about it. But them are the plays I like, man. It's Self-Made Life TV. Go follow the IG, and I'm gone.